Good evening. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Friday night. And you know what that means. It's time for SciFridays. As always, I'm your host, the Captain, bringing you the best in sci-fi from years gone by. So, a little heads up. Yes, the Captain was not here on Monday. To be honest, I had to take a break. Captain goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What was it? Do old Papa Pump from, anybody remember WCW? Papa Pump? He's got freaks 9 days a week. That's right. Because if there was 9 days a week, I would be busy 9 days a week. So, as always, SciFriday is brought to you by RU Game, the best comic book, collectible, video game, magic, role-playing, toys, store and more, located at 124 North Sunset Drive, Pickle, Ohio 45356. You can find Facebook. You can find Facebook. To look at it up. You can find RU Game on Facebook as ARE letter U GAME. RU Game. You can find me, the Captain, under Paul Lee. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under the Captain Cartoon. So, a lot going on with the Captain. But as you can see, I'm still doing it this way. I'm really trying to get my comic books in order. Tina keeps telling me that I will get everything in order. Every box, every book, bagged, boarded, in the computer, everything. I will bag up the last book. I will put it in order. And then I will fall over dead of a heart attack. I keep telling her that I will be in my room and the boxes will fall on me, crushing me, or pinning me to the ground. And but the thing is Paul cannot die because I have a concert always just a little further away. And the Captain will never let concert tickets go to waste. By the way, go see him Clutch Sunday. So you see this on Friday. Saturday we got our and I'm still going to wrestling. So I'm going to be in Indiana Sunday, and Michigan on Saturday. So I guess if you're in the area and you know where the Egyptian room is, you can go find me at Clutch on Sunday. Or if you know where Monroe, where the gym is up there, you can go visit me up there while I'm watching wrestling. Because I'm a dork, and that's what I does. So, I keep telling you guys, we are almost there. Almost there. This should drop this week. One of you is going to get this. One of you lucky viewers inside the United States will get that. And we've been talking about this. I am working on it, figuring out what I got to do. But we're going to do this on Patreon, hopefully when I get back. So we're going to work on this next week, setting it up so that if you pay enough on Patreon and you go past a certain level, we will have you on the show. You can come in, introduce stuff on either SciFridays or Saturday Morning Serials. You can talk. Or if you're a store, you want to talk to me about ad spaces, give me let me know. We'll figure that out. So, time has run its course. We're at the very end. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The last episode of Quark. It had a run, a whopping 8 episodes, technically. It went. It's goofy. Already working on something to replace that. So next week, be prepared because there will be a new show starting next week. But here we go. We're going to put it to rest. Here's the last one. This is Quark, episode 8, and this is 38, 24, 36. Enjoy.
joyous holiday number 11 rapidly approaching, the merchants of Perma 1 would like to remind you to do your number 11 shopping early. And from the staff and management of Perma 1, we offer this sincere holiday message. M16444Z13. Thank you.
Lovely rendition, guys. Lovely.
I don't have all the answers, Cliff. I'm not the head, I'm his assistant. I work hard, I make mistakes, I'm sorry. And Cliff, happy number 11. Right. Duke, how many times do I have to tell you, don't put the packages on the equipment? I am grateful. Just keep them off the equipment. Oh, Quark! Did Interface give you my message this morning?
I don't know. I've been doing my number 11 shopping. What do you think Ficus would like?
Why don't you do what I do when I'm stuck for a present? Give him a plant.
Ficus is a plant.
So they'll move into a nice little greenhouse and be very happy together.
I'll think about it. What was your message?
I want you to stick around Perma 1 today. I just may have something for you.
Oh? Is it something besides a garbage run?
Oh, maybe something, maybe nothing.
Palindrome?
Oh, I just mentioned to the head you might be interested in having some action. Today just might be your lucky day.
Hey, I really appreciate that palindrome.
Holiday number 11 just brings out the sweetness in me. Duke, stay away from my desk. Oh, for me? Thank you, Duke. That'll be all. Thank you. Now I've got to get him something. Oh, come in, Commanders, come in.
Astro, Walker,
Quark.
Time now to call the head.
Commander Walker, as this is the joyous season of number 11, I am sending you home to your new life mate. I'm sorry I had to interrupt your wedding night. For the 2-year mission from which you have just returned, I do hope your bride understands.
is my assignment as good as that?
Next to yours, that one's hardly worth mentioning.
Commander Astro, you will take command of the new UGSS-10, the most modern and powerful starship in the history of the galaxy.
Even better than that?
Quark, when I say I have something for you, I mean something.
And Quark, you will be the subject of my latest experiment.
Experiment?
The galaxy ad infinitum.
Did I tell you I had something?
Experiment? I don't want to be an experiment.
Quark, you don't like anything.
I've been in the head's experiments. I don't want to spend another month testing the gravitational properties of wheat.
I worked my tail off getting you this assignment. This is gratitude?
What about Peterson, that intergalactic champion? Before he was in the head's experiment, he was a heavyweight. Now, he's a paperweight.
You don't trust me, do you, Quark? After all we've been through, frankly, I'm hurt.
Palindrome, what is the experiment?
You'll leave in 2 days. Everything will be explained before blast-off.
Are you sure I'm going to like this?
Or my middle name isn't Hubert.
Your middle name is Bob.
Hi there, and this is Dr. Cheryl Evans, head of all computer development for the United Galaxy. Dr. Evans is the leading computer scientist in her field.
This is Vanessa, 382436. The most advanced computer of its kind in the entire galaxy.
More advanced than the ATR-240?
There's nothing this computer cannot do. Commander Quark, this experiment will prove conclusively that you and your crew are obsolete.
Does this mean you won't need me anymore?
Of course we'll need you. I built you with my own hands, didn't I?
Vanessa is so talented. I'm just a bunch of spare parts.
Andy.
I don't want your pity,
Good, then let's get on with this.
but I'll take whatever I can get.
Hey, Palindrome takes care of his people. Now, you're all going to love Vanessa. Now, listen. Vanessa, how much is 11 to the 212 divided by the sum of the crew's birthdays multiplied by 9?
7.
I was going to say 7.
Vanessa, which one of us is real and which one of us is the clone?
The pretty one is the clone.
I am not.
Vanessa, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears or sees it fall, did the tree in fact fall?
Now, what kind of question is that?
The answer is yes.
Very impressive, Doctor.
I was going to say yes.
Didn't I tell you she is infallible?
Wait just a minute. Vanessa, This is Adam Quark, commander of this ship.
I know all about you, Quark.
Vanessa, do you in fact believe in me?
What are you doing, Quark? Proposing to a computer?
Vanessa will control every aspect of this ship, right?
Right.
Then our lives are in her hands. I'd like to know if she believes in us.
No, Commander, I don't.
You don't believe in us?
I do not. Humans make errors.
Well, Quark, good luck. See you around.
Palindrome, you're sending me on a test flight with a computer that controls my ship and it doesn't even believe in me. How do I turn it off?
Commander Quark, you don't.
Have a nice time, Quark. Happy number 11.
Goodbye, Vanessa. Make me proud.
Don't worry, Cheryl. I will.
I don't believe this.
Believe it, Quark.
Star note. I hate to admit it, but Vanessa has performed brilliantly. The crew loves her. So far, I have been able to conceal my misgivings, even from Ficus.
Commander, from your stance and bearing, I detect in you some unresolved matter that is causing confusion, tenseness, general uncertainty.
Ficus, why do you say things like that?
Sir?
I mean, just out of the blue, to say things like that.
Out of the blue? What blue?
Forget it.
Ficus, the commander doesn't like me. It bothers him that I place no faith in human decisions.
That's correct, Vanessa.
Humans do make errors, Commander.
Ah, there is intelligent life on this ship.
Yes, but humans have feelings, and feelings play an important part in decision-making.
True, Commander, but human feelings are not reliable. That's why you animals make mistakes.
Yes, Ficus, we animals do make mistakes, but mistakes help people to learn.
In other words, Commander, you animals need to fail before you succeed. There would be no reason for failure in a purely logical world.
That's true, Ficus, but what you are failing to take into account is that logic isn't always the sensible thing.
Don't you see the possibilities, Palindrome? With Vanessa, we can completely eliminate the human factor. We can use her for everything. To cook, to clean, even to breed our children.
And why don't we just stop at cooking and cleaning? I'd really rather breed my own children.
You're too sentimental, Palindrome.
Now, I've been accused of a lot of things before, but never of that.
Vanessa's the ultimate computer. I just hope your friend Quark doesn't get in her way. Vanessa might have to deal with him.
Deal with him? What would she do, blow a fuse?
Vanessa's capabilities are endless, Palindrome.
Well, it isn't as if she could actually destroy him or anything. Dr. Evans, this is where you're supposed to nod in agreement.
Vanessa's been programmed for success, Palindrome. At any price.
Oh, boy, and this was my number 11 present at Quark. I should have just given him a plant like last year. Get me the head.
Commander, I'm picking up an alien craft.
It appears to be traveling towards us at an alarming speed.
It's heading right at us.
The party's over.
Identification.
Cruiser class, definitely a warship. The Gorgon, sir.
The Gorgons? I hate the Gorgons. I joined up just for a chance to fight them, Commander.
We're on a collision course, Commander. What should we do?
Bring it up on the telescreen. You pick it up electronically, but we cannot make visual contact.
That's right.
Well, where is it?
We seem to be heading straight into some kind of invisible force.
Betty's?
Yes?
Stay on this course. If we turn, the Gorgons will sense our weakness.
A 2-year-old could sense our weakness.
I can handle this, Commander.
You listen to the commander, and you listen good. You got that?
Andy, you want me to handle this.
Vanessa, this is my family. We live and work together every day. I want you to know I am willing to turn on them.
Maintain course.
But, Commander, I must point out that if we maintain this course, we're certain to crash.
Ficus, I'll give the orders here.
Commander, maybe Vanessa should handle this, huh?
Machine?
Might not be a bad idea, Adam.
My money's on Vanessa.
What do you think, Ficus? Me or the machine?
I find your question ludicrous, Commander. The machine, of course.
We've got a majority.
Betty's?
Yes?
Drop all shields. Ficus, shut down thrust systems.
Commander, for your own good, I'm declaring you unfit for duty. I'm taking over command of this ship.
Go away.
I'm dead serious, sir.
Ficus, arrest Gene.
He can't arrest me. I'm arresting you.
Somebody arrest somebody.
Commander, 6 seconds to impact.
I'd like to announce my retirement.
Here they are. We're going to crash.
Fascinating. The Gorgon ship disappeared as though it had never existed.
Very good, Ficus. Right, Vanessa?
You're not as dumb as I thought.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on?
There never was any Gorgon ship. The whole attack was programmed and fed into our computers by Vanessa in order to prove her superior to me.
How did you know?
Human instinct.
Adam, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess I kind of lost my head, Commander.
We'd all be better off if you did.
Think I'm going to take Ergo out for a walk.
Hey, I'll walk Ergo, Commander.
No. There are times when a man wants to be alone.
Especially on this spaceship.
Sir, I feel terrible about turning on you. I feel worse.
It's all over now. Let's just forget it.
Do you mean it, Adam?
Yes, I mean it.
I was scared. I was more scared.
Of course. Let's just forget it.
Do you mean it, Adam? Do you have any idea what it's like to turn on the only man you've ever cared about?
Actually, no. That's the end of it.
Do you mean it, Adam?
Will you stop asking me if I mean it? Yes, I mean it.
Commander, I gotta talk to you a second.
What is it, Gene?
It's about this Vanessa business. That computer's making some pretty strange mistakes. I think you should do something about it.
Star note. Having a full set of male and female chromosomes makes Gene a very unusual person. What seems to be the problem, Gene?
Well, this is a small thing, Commander. But I was getting some space cookies inside of one of the nutrition cabinets when I noticed one of the lights was on.
That is pretty little, Gene.
That's only half of it. Something is wrong with the water.
What's wrong?
Doesn't look right.
Gene...
Listen, Commander, I don't know about you, but the pressure is starting to get to me. Is it getting to you?
No, not really.
Well, me neither, Commander, because it takes more than a sweet-talking bucket of bolts to get to me.
Do you think Vanessa is making mistakes, or is it just Gene's imagination?
I think Gene's imagination has a tendency to run away with itself. Come on, fella, let's go. All right, guy, all right. We're going. Take it easy, fella. Take it easy. We're going. Okay, guy. Here we go. Okay, fella. Let's go. Star note. To clear my mind, I have decided to take a walk in space. Why do I have the feeling that was a big mistake? Further star note. This is the worst holiday number 11 I ever had. Addition to further star note. I'm floating away! Help!
He's so understanding. He knows I'd do anything for him. He knows I'd do even more. Do you think he knows what I was going through? You know Adam, he's so cool under pressure. I know. He doesn't know what it's like to feel total hysterical panic. He's so strong. He's brave. He's floating outside the window. Commander! Adam!
His air hose has been cut.
He has a 10-minute emergency supply of oxygen. There's no reason to panic.
I can think of a few reasons to panic.
You did this, Vanessa.
Quick thinking, Gene. Let's see if you can button your boots and count to 10 at the same time.
None of the controls work. Vanessa has them jammed.
Vanessa, I order you to pick up the commander. I'll rip out your 250B rectifier. You got that?
We don't need him. He only gets in my way.
You're willing to let him die?
Well,
He's drifting towards the garbage claws. If he can't grab him, he'll shoot out into space.
A man can take so much, but when it comes to having his hose snipped, that's where I draw the line. Are you with me, fella? Come on, fella. Come on, little fella. Let's go. Come on, boy.
Way to hang tough, little space buddy.
You all right, huh, Commander?
Oh. Are you all right, Adam?
what a touching little scene.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm fine. I had 6 minutes of oxygen left. What was Vanessa doing during all of this?
Nothing. She just watched.
Commander fall and go boom.
Yes, Vanessa, Commander Go Boom.
I hope this hasn't hurt our friendship.
A little thing like this?
Good, then I forgive you.
Hey, I'm telling you, Commander, we gotta rip that thing out of there.
That's no way to treat a lady.
Gene, I'll decide what has to be done. Ficus, how much farther till we get to the Valorum star colony?
Hard to say, Commander.
Well, take a wild guess.
Taking a wild guess, I'd say we are precisely parallel to the 92nd latitudinal rung of the planet Philax, while approximating a 45-degree angle to the constellation Bebop as Avarella Lava.
I am not sure if I can ever relate to Ficus.
Ficus, what does that mean?
5 hours.
Why do you say that? Why do you always use the big words, huh?
What are we gonna do, Adam?
The mission will continue.
That's a very good decision, Quark.
And we're going to celebrate holiday number 11 the same as we do every year. By showering together.
Do you mean it, Adam?
Commander, we never...
Gene, a traditional number 11 shower.
Last one into quasi-norm.
I suppose you're wondering why I brought you in here.
I know why, Adam.
No, you don't.
I know why, sir.
Yeah, well, I don't.
The reason is I didn't want Vanessa to hear us.
I knew that.
Hey, listen, Commander, I think we gotta rip her electrodes out. What do you say? Come on, let's do it.
Whatever we do, we've got to keep our plans a secret. I think she's on to us. Somehow she senses what we're thinking. We cannot let her suspect what we're up to. I think I have no choice but to dismantle her.
Thank you for recharging my power cells, Vanessa.
My pleasure, Andy.
If there is anything I can do for you, just ask.
That won't be necessary.
I insist.
I mean, it won't be necessary to ask. You see, I now control your every movement.
What did you say?
Let me demonstrate.
What's happening? I'm not raising my arms.
I am now, Andy. You are my slave.
Does this mean I'm in a pickle?
You bet your capacitors you're in a pickle.
Would it influence you at all if I told you I was an orphan?
Ficus, is it possible to disconnect Vanessa?
It's difficult to say, Commander.
What would you suppose?
It could be done, and it could not be done.
Ficus,
Commander,
thanks a million.
a million what?
Ficus, will you get off it and let the Commander finish?
It'd be a million goats, a million lemons, a million...
All right. I'm going to get the tools to disconnect Vanessa. Everybody protect me. Don't let on. Keep Vanessa busy. You got it? Let's go.
Commander, yesterday I argued that machines would make better commanders than humans. Since then, I've seen your entire crew turn on you in a pinch. You've been ejected from your spaceship and spun through space. You've landed in the garbage bin. In fact, I've seen you thoroughly disgraced and humiliated.
I'm familiar with the story, Ficus. What's your point?
The human element is necessary in a commander. I was wrong.
Thank you, Ficus. It takes a big vegeton to admit a mistake.
I mean, what other animal would go through such utter humiliation and still think he's important?
Ficus?
Commander.
Thanks a million.
A million what?
Ficus, what is that?
Most probably a deadly gas. Fortunately, Commander, I was wrong. That is somnogenic gas coming through the air vents.
Vanessa.
I'm afraid we'll all be asleep in a...
It's time to put on your space jammies, Quark, and go night-night. Don't be a fool, Quark. You can't win. I'm the ultimate computer. You're just a man. Good looking, but still just a man. Get your hands off my panel, Quark. You're not my type. I'm warning you.
You're warning me. You've given out your last warning, Vanessa.
That's where you're wrong, Andy. Get him.
I I must destroy you. Vanessa is controlling me.
Andy, stop!
Personally, I think you're swell.
Andy, get back!
I'm not really this courageous.
I've got to shut you off.
I'm sorry.
I did it.
Are you sure you want to do this, Quark? You'd be losing one heck of a gal. You know, Adam, that new starship you want to command, I can get it for you. I have the head's ear. Adam, listen to me. I'm very entertaining. I tap dance, tell risque stories. I do bird calls. Take me away from all this. You could make me a star. Adam, don't let me go. Don't let me go. Quark, you could make a fortune with your looks and my brains.
You threw her off the ship? That's beautiful, Quark. Beautiful. I can't wait to tell Dr. Evans. Between you and me, she needed something like this. How are you, Quark?
My crew is gassed, I've been pushed out of my ship, and Andy tried to murder me. Frankly, I've been better.
But do you know what you proved, Quark? Do you know what you proved? You proved that man can prevail over machine.
I told you man wasn't obsolete.
Oh, excuse me. Love you, Tanya. Happy number 11. Quark, you're beautiful. And I want you to know the head and I are very proud of you.
Palindrome, does that mean you'll give me a good assignment now?
What's that, Quark? I'm sorry. We must have a bad connection. I've got to get back to the party. Things are going crazy without me.
Palindrome, my next assignment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. You're to proceed to Space Station Zorik. They had a number 11 party there you wouldn't believe, and there are space baggies everywhere.
But Palindrome...
Gotta go, Quark. Happy number 11.
Palindrome, wait!
Happy number 11, Commander.
And a happy number 11 to all.
Born free, and life is worth living, but only worth living 'cause you're born
Hey, what a plan for building a perfect cheeseburger. Start with cheese, glorious cheese. A plank of Swiss over here. Ah, a perfect Swiss burger. Cut that cheddar for a bacon cheddar burger. Haul in the Monterey Jack. A perfect Mexican burger.
To get your plans, hurry to your grocer's meat or dairy case and enter the Build a Perfect Cheeseburger sweepstakes.
You could win a perfect patio and barbecue set.
With real cheese, every cheeseburger you build will be
perfect.
On the Disney Sunday movie.
Mr. Boogity is coming back.
And he's looking for the perfect mate.
Who are you? Boogity.
Boogity? Just kidding. The whole family is invited to meet the bride of Boogity. Then she's a wife with a secret.
You knew you could count on who?
A life that no one knows.
Is that a bullet scar?
No, the past has caught up with her.
Anne's a spy?
And she's running for her life.
Where is my wife?
Kate Capshaw in her secret life right after the Disney Sunday movie.
Hey, hope you guys dug Quark. I hope you guys liked it. 8 episodes, you don't get a whole lot to ruin it. So, yeah. Maybe next week we'll get Salvage 1. So we'll go from one space garbage man to another space garbage man. Probably not. I'm thinking something else. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm going to get you something cool. I'm looking. I'm always on the lookout for something. Something awesome you guys will like. Because to be honest, man, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the stuff I want to show, you can't. So, unfortunate. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going back to the Filmation universe with some Space Academy. You know, the fact that, I was thinking about this the other day, the fact that no one has tried to reboot any of the Filmation sci-fi stuff. I almost find that weird. Because, man, Sci-Fi Channel will reboot so much stuff. So many of these channels will reboot something old. I mean, these shows had good long runs. You know, Jason of Star Command. They could redo that, update a little bit. I think it would work today. Space Academy, same thing. Arc 2. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think. But this is Space Academy episode 4. And this is Countdown. Enjoy.
Welcome to man's most magnificent achievement in the conquest of space. The man-made planetoid, Space Academy, founded in the star year 3732. Here we have gathered young people from the farthest reaches of all the known worlds. They have been chosen for their unique abilities and are being trained to cope with the mysterious, the unknown, the unpredictable dangers lurking in the vast darkness of space.
What's in this thing anyway? Lead bricks? I can't get it to budge.
Like a hand from the geology department?
Speaking of hands, I got a better idea. Little sister, let's you and I join hands and have us a little levitation.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Wow, I wish I could do that.
Anytime you want to join hands, just let me know.
I'll remember that. See you around. Christopher.
Oh.
We have a few more boxes to do, shall we?
Loki, now don't you climb on top of that box. It's too high. I don't have to climb. Oh, no. See? Let's move it.
Loki, you cut that out.
Loki, you're impossible.
Now tell me where you want it next time, and I'll carry it for you.
Show off.
Attention, attention! Blue Team 1, report to Academy Control on the double.
Commander? Hello, Paul. Hi, Chris. Chris, take a look at the space monitor, will you?
What's that stuff?
That stuff, Loki, is space debris. The observatory on Alpha Side picked it up. It's from the Vegan War.
Vegan War?
A long time ago, Loki, the people who left Earth to colonize the planet Vega called themselves Vegan. And they refer to us as their Terran enemies. And so, unfortunately, we found ourselves at war. Since then, the debris left from the war has orbited back into well-traveled space channels, and it could pose a potential danger to stellar navigation. Do you understand?
Yes.
Chris, your spin laser should pulverize it effectively.
Commander?
Yes?
What about, Adrian? Could we take her along?
I'm afraid not. I will need Adrian and Paul here, perhaps next time.
We better take Tigar along. We may need his brute strength.
Collecting space junk? Oh, come on, Commander. The Academy isn't here to teach us garbage collecting.
On the contrary, the Academy is here to teach us everything. The Academy is all things to all people. However, Mr. Zoom, if you'd rather not go, I'm quite sure we can find something else for you to do.
That's okay, Commander. We're on our way. Come on.
it is, Tigar. Everything you asked for. Space junk.
It couldn't look lovelier.
Start warming up the spinners.
Approaching space debris. Reduce speed.
Collecting space junk. Next thing you know, we'll be scraping out hull planes.
Oh, Tigar, you heard Gampu. The Space Academy is for...
Oh, I know. All things to all people.
Right.
Tigar, that chunk over there. Zap it.
Well, if it's cleanup time.
You sure zapped that one, Tigar. Camelopardus! Take a look at that one!
Looks like a vegan marking. People?
Affirmative, Chris. Translating. Starship Dreadnought, flagship of the Vegan Space Armada. Any data on her? Disabled in the Battle of Proxima Centauri against the Terran Confederation, Third Star War.
Third Star War? Now, that was 200 years ago.
She might be worth a look around before we junk her. There's an airlock marked in her hull. Going in for docking.
Docking complete. Airtight, seal secure.
Laura, you bring the scanner. Tigar, you wait here in case we run into anything.
Oracle, Chris, call me up as soon as you can.
Temperature 50 degrees centigrade, atmosphere 95% Earth normal, no toxic elements.
Still operating and airtight after all these years.
Hey, Chris, I'm getting strong electromagnetic readings. It's from up the corridor. I'm getting stronger readings now, Chris. These units may be inoperative, but something up ahead is still going strong.
All right, spread out, but be careful. The ship could be booby-trapped.
Oh, my readings are dropping off now, Chris.
We have passed the source of emissions.
Well, maybe they're coming from in here. Ouch! That's the school! No wonder. The temperature is minus 394 degrees centigrade. Absolute zero. Hey! I think there is something in here. Chris, it looks like a man.
Hey, maybe it's a vegan.
I register no pulse, no respiration, but a very faint brain activity.
Then he's alive. Tigar, come forward on the double and bring your med kit.
We have a patient for you, Doctor.
Somebody hurt?
Maybe 200 years ago. I think we have a frozen vegan here.
A frozen vegan? You gotta be kidding.
Would I kid you? Hurry!
On my way, Chris.
What was that?
Sounded like some sort of metal impact. Laura?
No, nothing on the close-range scanner.
Tigar, see if you can find a way to thaw out our frozen friend here. Laura and Loki, you check out the rest of the ship while People and I go back and investigate that sound. Let's check the view screen. Rotating the camera. Something's attached to the hull. I don't know what that is.
I'm monitoring a faint vibration.
Amplify it, please.
I am locked to a signal, resolving further and reading out in Earth standard minutes and seconds. Minus 18.8
People, that's a countdown. That's a Vegan space mine. And it's activated.
Terran enemy.
I don't understand.
People, we've got to disarm it. You raise the commander. I'll get the others back down here with the collinear. Tigar, this is Chris. Come in. Tigar, this is Chris. Come in. Tigar, come in. Tigar, come in. That's funny. Tigar doesn't answer. You having any luck with the Academy?
Heavy stellar interference, Chris. I can't get through.
Laura? Loki? Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Nothing to report so far on this end. How about yours? Did you find the source of that sound?
Sure did. Get back down here on the double. And check Tigar. He's not answering the collinear.
Oracle, Chris. We'll pick him up on the way. Tigar! What happened?
You are my prisoners.
Tigar! What have you done to him?
Your companion is not injured, just temporarily immobilized.
Well, we just can't leave him in there. Tigar!
Stay back.
Loki, what did you...
He will revive presently. Now take me to your ship, or you will join the other two.
Seeker to Academy Control. Come in, Academy.
This is Academy. Go ahead, Chris.
Wow, Commander, am I glad to see you. You won't believe what's been happening up here.
What is it?
Well, first of all, there's an old Vegan space mine clamped to our hull, and it's ticking. Peepo says we have 16 minutes. I'm gonna climb out and see if I can disarm it.
Negative, Chris. Do not try to disarm. Those space mines are generally booby-trapped.
Check the crossfire. I want a cross-section blow-up of a Vegan space mine immediately.
Yes, sir.
Stand by, Chris. We'll run a scan on the safest way to disarm.
The slightest wrong move could detonate it instantly.
Standing by, Commander. But it's 16 minutes and counting. And, sir, there is one other thing.
I'm listening.
We boarded a section of a starship. We found a Vegan here, in cryogenic suspension.
A Vegan? That's amazing. Chris, if you can revive him, he could disarm the mine.
Tigar's working on him right now. But, sir, I'm afraid there won't be time.
Here you are, Commander.
Stand by, Chris. I'll display the cross-section.
Here it is. It has a proximity fuse.
Chris?
Laura, what? Stay where you are. This ship is under Vegan control.
He means it, Chris. He thinks we're still at war.
Communication down. Estimated time to repair 25 minutes.
Where Tigar and Loki?
He used his power to paralyze them on his ship.
Look, you've got a lot of adjusting to do. The war between Earth and the Vegan colonies has been over for 200 years. While you've been in suspended animation, we've been at peace. We came out here to pick up the wreckage from the war and found you and ended up with a Vegan space mine on our hull.
That's not possible.
Not only is it possible, it's fact. Look, I'll display the mine for you. If I can get through the control panel. And here's another fact for you. That mine's set to detonate in 12 minutes. Can you deactivate it?
I can disarm the space mine, Terran, but I don't believe the war is over.
Well, you'd better believe it, because when that mine goes off, you're going with us.
That is the duty of a soldier.
But we're not at war!
Wait, Chris. My brother's right. My name's Laura Gentry. What's your name?
I am Rorg, Fleet Communications Officer.
What were you doing in suspension on a disabled ship?
When my spacecraft broke up, I could not make it to the lifeboat. So I sealed myself in cryogenic suspension. Time to release if anyone on board. I expected to be rescued by one of my ships, not to meet the enemy.
But we're not the enemy!
We really aren't. We're not the enemy. That's why they called off the war, because the leaders decided that we had to trust each other.
I don't believe you. It's a trick.
Loki, where's Laura?
I don't know. She must be with the Vegan.
I mean, she must be in trouble. Come on.
Look, Rourke, time is running out. We've got to do something.
I intend to, Terran. I will return to the safety of my ship. The space mine is your problem.
Not yet, Vegan. This time he won't take me by surprise.
Stay back, Tigar. He could light up a city with that
Oh,
hand.
he's not going anywhere. Not while I still owe him one.
No, Tigar!
Danger! Danger!
Out of my way, machine!
How about that? Vegan finally got a taste of his own medicine.
Of course, an incompatible energy source. The Vegan's our only chance. You have to revive him.
His vital functions all scan normal now.
Watch out for his hand. Rourke, we have 8 minutes. Time is running out for all of us.
We've told you, the war's over. The leaders got together and called it off. Why don't you believe us?
Because people just don't do that.
Don't do what?
Trust one another.
Yes, sometimes they do. The important thing is we need each other. We have to learn to trust.
It has to start somewhere. Be the one. Let it start here.
I'll need help.
This is your life support system. It goes on your arm. It activates outside.
Proximity fused. We have a few seconds to activate the touch plate. The proximity fuse is deactivated. But the countdown continues. Remove the faceplate. No, that's a decoy. It detonates the mine instantly. Flip that yellow switch on the end. Here goes.
It's done. We did it. Why don't we put some distance between us and this time bomb?
Aha! Overloaded a circuit breaker.
What happened? I sensed a time lapse.
Tell you later, people. Right now, it's just nice to have you back.
Now, let's take care of that space mine. Can't just let it roam around out there.
From this distance, it can't be remote controlled.
Chris, let's try our kind of remote control.
heavens. We just monitored the destination. I was afraid it was you.
It almost was, but we had a little help from our friend. Meet Rorg, our frozen vegan. Rorg, Commander Gampu.
You two have something in common. Gampu is almost 300 years old, and you must be over 200 years old.
How do you do, young man? When you get back to the academy, we can discuss old times, if you'd like.
It would be my pleasure, Commander. It seems I have a lot of catching up to do.
Commander, what you said about the Academy being all things to all people?
Yes?
Well, it taught me a couple of things. One, there's no such thing as an unimportant mission. And two, you never know when you're going to find a new friend.
Those are two very important lessons, Tigar. But I trust you've left room for some more.
Not only room, sir, but I'm ready and willing.
That remains to be seen. Control out.
Trust me.
Listen, Nick, we may be brothers, but Kelly's better off with me. Kelly stays with me, Dylan. Nick, I slept with her. Liar! Ow! Hey, guys, easy. It's only a TV show. You're acting like a couple of love-crazed maniacs.
Watch the Love-Crazed Maniacs on Santa Barbara. Weekdays.
Ow, don't you...
1946, and Max Factor brings Lana Turner's glamour to life with colors perfect for her. 1986, and Max Factor creates glamorous colors for us. 4 spring bright, fashion right palettes of color for lips, cheeks, eyes, and nails. Each soft-spoken enough to keep the focus on you. Come alive with color. With Max Factor, the glamour goes on. Thanks, Max.
Look for this bright and soft focus display.
Hello, I'm Orville Redenbacher. Took me 40 years to discover the real secret to great popcorn. It's my special kernels.
Pops up lighter and fluffier.
So when other microwave popcorns say they have the secret, I say, let's compare them to my gourmet microwave popping corn. With my special kernels, you get more popcorn than with other national brands.
I got their secret.
What's that?
Theirs just doesn't measure up to yours.
Orville Redenbacher, the first and last name in popcorn.
Alright, I hope you guys still dig Space Academy. It's a fun little show, man. Yet again, whoever gets this, come over here, go in the back, live action television shows by Filmation, and boom, Space Academy, ba-boom. Man. I don't remember. I remember watching this on CBS, but I'm pretty sure I watched it in reruns somewhere. So, but hope you guys like it. So, we're going to go ahead, leave Space Academy, and oops, I just bumped my puppy. Yeah, right, Courage. So what happens when you get little tiny dogs that are really close to the floor? They accidentally get bumped or stepped on. Unfortunately, I love you, silly dog. So, yes, I am a avid animal lover. For those who know, so I say that all the time. But we are going to go back over to one of my all-time favorite TV shows since the Night Stalker ended. We're going to keep Kolchak going. And this is the one that sometimes in some syndication they do not air. Because it's I'm going to give you a heads up. It's not the best interpretation of the Native American. I should put a disclaimer, like if you watch Bonanza, it goes, remember this was a different time and different blah, blah, blah. Yes, this was a different time. It was weird. And the fact that the Native American who it is in the movie is weird, or in the show is weird. So enjoy that. But this is Kolchak, and this is the episode Bad Medicine. For some reason, I want to listen to Bon Jovi. Bad Medicine. Enjoy.
As Scott Fitzgerald once wrote, the rich are different than you and me. They sure are. They got more money. But there wasn't enough money in the world to save some of the members of Chicago's upper crust from a fiendish force so dark it can only be called diabolic. Chicago's rich and super rich are no different from the privileged few of New York's Sutton Place or the nouveau riche of Los Angeles. They enjoy a highly protected environment. November 12th, 11:20 p.m. Rhonda June Marquet, real name Adele Saperstein, was coming home after an unusually successful day. Miss Marquet was chairman of the board of Maison de Marquet Incorporated, manufacturers of the famous Rhonda June brassiere line, a longtime bulwark of the garment industry serving women from 8 to 80. She designed her first bra in '44 when she was an aircraft worker in Glendale. Miss Marquet had a well-known proclivity for fine gems and was reputed to have some of the biggest diamonds in Chicago. November 13th, 1:30 a.m. Lucy LaPont Addison, the reigning queen of what was left of Chicago's old society, was returning home after an opera opening. She supplied the opera house. Lucy Addison had accumulated fortunes like she accumulated husbands. Friends referred to her as the Steel Butterfly. The sudden demise of these two powerful ladies jolted Chicago's elite. Both funerals were SRO. In both cases, the police department ruled death by suicide, and I was calmly explaining to Vincenzo that I thought they had drawn a rather hasty conclusion.
Yes, but why?
Why? 2 deaths in 2 days, 2 of Chicago's wealthiest women.
Coincidence, purely coincidence.
Yeah, well, then tell me this. Why are the police being so tight-lipped about it, huh? Tell me that.
Kolchak, these women were very influential, very wealthy. They left behind financial dynasties which didn't want their good names dragged through the newspapers. Suicide is a very ugly word.
Yeah, and so is murder. Here, look here, see? The Marquet woman had just won a proxy suit to take over yet another corporation. And right here, the Addison woman has just added to her personal portfolio as she was about to marry her latest husband.
I didn't know you were following the society columns.
Well, Carl has a point, you know, Mr. Vincenzo.
What point?
Neither of these women fits the suicide profile according to the Swedish studies.
Really?
They weren't chronically depressed. They hadn't had a recent shock. They weren't terminating any relationships. As a matter of fact, they both had immediate goals they were looking forward to.
Miss Emily. Thank you.
No. Well?
Funerals are so depressing. I'll certainly be glad to get back to my other article.
I mean, your high-rise article.
Did you know that there's a brand new high-rise downtown and they've only been able to lease the first 5 floors? I'm going to call it High-Rise Investments Take a Plunge.
Tony, you cannot believe that these women committed suicide.
Carl, let me tell you something. Even if there was a story in this, I wouldn't assign you to cover it.
Why not?
Well, because you don't have any tact. You don't have any rapport with society. Well, just look at yourself. Even if I send you there to interview them, I'm sure they wouldn't even let you inside their door.
Okay.
What's okay?
Okay. If clothes make the reporter around here, then Carl Kolchak can play that game, too.
Where are you going?
I am taking the rest of the afternoon off. I am going out and buying myself some new clothes, okay?
Finally!
Code 3. In the vicinity of State and 4th. Proceed to 732 State Street. Code 3.
November 16th, 6:05 p.m. Police from 3 divisions of Chicago's finest responded to a 211 had surrounded the city's most prestigious gem exchange.
Okay, come on, hold back. Okay, come on, keep these civilians back, all the way back. All the way back. All right, couple you guys around and back. Kolchak, you get out of here. Caselli, open those doors.
The safe's been ripped open and there's diamonds all over the floor, Captain.
You stay right there. You make sure nobody touches them. What are you waiting for? Let him go. All right, Sonny, let's go. Get out of here, Kolchak! Upstairs. Freeze!
$1 million sapphire stolen. 2 guards dead, and a man dressed like an Indian who dove off the roof into thin air. I saw it, but I didn't believe it, and I was sure the police didn't either.
It is our conclusion, then, that the robber, or robbers, created considerable disturbance. They stole the sapphire, and in the ensuing confusion, the guards shot each other.
Captain.
Yes, Mr. Kolchak.
Did I hear you say that those guards shot each other precisely in the heart?
Yes, Mr. Kolchak. Regrettably, things like that do happen.
Things like that do happen. Yeah. In all that confusion?
You will all get the ballistic data as soon as we do.
Captain, just how did this man actually escape?
We assume that the man that we're looking for has experience as a high-wire aerialist, a trapeze artist, or acrobat.
A trapeze artist 8 feet tall? And I suppose his dog belonged to a circus, too, huh?
Dog? What dog?
The dog that killed the police dog.
Kolchak, you disrupt this conference and I'll have you physically ejected.
Hey, but Captain, you haven't answered the question. How do you explain the dog?
Yeah, what about the dog?
That matter is under investigation, but there are a couple of possibilities. One, that the dog may have escaped while we were chasing the man, and perhaps there was no dog at all. Now, may I remind the esteemed Mr. Kolchak that no one actually saw the alleged dog.
What about the way this guy was dressed? He looked like an 8-foot Indian to me.
When you've been in detective work as long as I have, you learn to expect every kind of kook and crazy imaginable, Mr. Kolchak.
Little shot, Kolchak.
This conference is over.
Is that the ballistics report, Captain?
No further questions.
Captain.
I'm sorry, fellas, not at this time. Please, no more comments.
Ask the captain. Oh, really, ask the captain. He knows all about it, honey. Ballistics, please. Who? Lieutenant Tackwood.
Who?
Tackwood. I just got a hold of the ballistics report on those 2 dead guards on the gem exchange robbery.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think you guys would go for that. Listen, we examined those slugs 6 times. It's no mistake.
Are you sure?
Listen, Tackwood, I'm telling you, each guard was killed with a bullet from his own gun.
What?
Yes. Hey, who is this?
Kolchak, what are you doing in the squad room?
You're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more.
Crowley, see he gets out of here now.
I've left. I decided to look up Albert Delgado, an old acquaintance and fairly reliable source for underworld gossip. Delgado was a one-time cutter of stolen gems and, more recently, a graduate of the Joliet State College of Barbering, where he had studied for 7 years.
No, Carl. I don't do that kind of work anymore. Ain't been near a diamond wheel in years.
I'm talking about that Marquis woman's diamond pendant. You know?
Oh, the Brazil thing?
Yeah.
350 carats?
Yeah, 350 carats.
Ain't seen or heard of it.
That's terrific. What about the Addison woman's emerald bracelet worth about 250 G's?
Yeah, I read about that one. So, sounds nice.
Sounds nice. And the sapphire down at the gem exchange?
Nothing emerged.
Nothing's emerged.
No.
Albert, I want to tell you and warn you, I only have one throat.
I don't nick people. You're just prejudiced because I'm an ex-con.
No, I'm prejudiced, not because you're an ex-con, but because your hand is shaking.
Kolchak, I was a diamond cutter. What does that tell you about the steadiness of these hands?
That's the point that I'm making, Albert.
Kolchak, I think I got an angle for you.
Yeah?
This jewel thief has classy taste,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I mean, all of those little pebbles that only cost a couple of thou, he passes them right by, right?
Yeah, right.
Meaning?
Meaning what?
The guy is a collector. He likes to have the stuff around, you know what I mean? Kolchak, I'm going to show you something. If your tip is generous and from the heart.
From the heart.
Uh-huh. Still keeping your fingers in, huh?
Not exactly. Observe. Glass. All I do now, make duplicates for people. Most of the real rocks are stashed away in a wall somewhere. It takes a very dicey dame to wear real ice these days. The insurance kills them.
Yeah, well, there's going to be fewer and fewer of them from now on.
Kolchak, none of that stuff has hit the market. Believe me, I know because I have my ear to the door. Frankly, the hot rock business is in a slump.
Well, thanks very much for the shave, Albert.
Is that from the heart?
From the heart.
Congratulations. You finally got one in focus.
Give me that.
Dead dog that's pretty important, huh?
Yeah, well, you can tell the difference between a dog and a cat. That correspondence school is doing wonders for you. Couldn't you get any bigger?
Not without losing quality. Quality. I could have shot that better with a shoebox and a pinhole. To think I stayed here all night to develop that.
Why don't you stay a little longer and develop a personality?
How long have I been warning you? If you need a number from the phone book, don't tear out the page. Take the time to copy it down.
Well, what was it you're looking for?
I'm looking for kennels, dear.
Guard dogs. Why, Carl? For what possible reason?
Well, I'm working up an angle on that gem exchange robbery.
What act? What act? Once upon a time, there was some jewels. Somebody robbed them. Can't you just write that and send it in without going to a kennel?
No, this is not your usual run-of-the-mill caper, Tony. No, this jewel thief, who dresses up like an Indian, managed to kill 2 guards at the gem exchange yesterday, each with their own gun.
Police report said they shot each other accidentally.
Well, you've been reading too much fiction lately. That's one of your problems.
Well, somebody's cannibalized my book, too.
Uh-huh.
I saw that Indian go off the edge of a 6-story building and disappear. Now, the police say, of course, that he's an aerialist or some kind of a circus acrobat, some kind of smoke. But, look at that!
Oh, a dead dog.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's Pulitzer material, Carl. Yes, sir.
Well, I happen to think that it's highly unusual and probably very significant that a jewel thief who dresses up like an Indian uses a killer dog.
Kolchak, I don't care if he's got a trained seal that plays La Paloma on the bicycle horn. You just let the police worry about tracking down the leads. Dogs or whatever. Now, you just write and report. Now, you just wait here. I got an assignment for you.
I'm sorry, Tony, I can't after lunch.
What? Well, you wait there and we can have lunch together.
No, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Why not?
No.
I've had lunch with you already.
Well, I'll pay this time.
Thanks, Ron.
What?
Reliance Guard Dog Incorporated. And George M. Schwartz, trainer of the 3-time Midwestern Guard Dog champion, Reliance's Teutonic Knight. Mr. Schwartz knew his dogs. He also had the caution that comes from a lifetime of paranoia.
I would like to find out what kind of dog made the tracks around the dead guard dog here.
What do you want to know that for?
Well, if I can find out what kind of a dog it is, Mr. Schwartz, then maybe I can find the trainer.
Just what have you got against dog trainers?
Oh, I can assure you, Mr. Schwartz, that I have the highest respect for dog trainers, sir.
Can't really tell what kind of tracks these are. Oh, you wait right here.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Well, it's German. They seem to like it better. Told him to keep you company.
Oh. Bei mir bist du schön? Das ist ein gut Mann.
What do you take me for?
I beg your pardon?
These aren't the tracks of a dog.
What do you mean?
They belong to a coyote.
Coyote?
If a man dresses up like an Indian to raid the gem exchange, I say he's strange. But if he also brings his coyote along, then I say he's an Indian.
Yes. May I help you?
Dr. Temple?
Yes.
My name's Kolchak. I'm the Independent News Service thing. I'll get right to the point, if you promise not to laugh. I'm looking for a man who's masquerading as an Indian and runs around with a coyote.
A boy and his dog. Oh, I love that kind of story.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't tell this story to my children at bedtime if I were you. The man that I'm seeking has killed 4 people over the past week.
Oh. Well, don't you think that you'd be better off talking with a criminologist or a psychiatrist?
Dr. Temple, I seek information about Indians. Now, I don't know the difference between a Chippewa and a Chippendale.
Do you see anything here that looks familiar?
No. Nope. Ta-ha! Yeah, that one over there. Yeah. I remember the snake skin and the bone thing.
How odd.
Why odd?
Well, how utterly odd that you should pick that one from all the others.
Why?
This is the sorcery costume of the Diablero, a strange figure that occurs and reoccurs throughout southwestern Indian lore.
D-I-A-B-L...
E-R-O-S.
Diableros.
Diableros, yes. The Diableros were supposed to be the tribal sorcerers, the men who had learned to step into another reality.
What?
Well, if I didn't know differently, I'd say that you were describing a Diablero. You see, the Diableros have the power to... Oh, it's preposterous.
No, go on.
Well, of course, it's only legend, but the lore says that the Diableros had the power to throw their victims into a trance. And also, supposedly, they could transform themselves into animals. Hawks, crows, even coyotes.
But...
November 17th, 3 p.m. About the time I was leaving the museum, Mrs. Charlotte Elaine Van Piet was returning home from an afternoon bridge game with the girls. She had made 2 grand slams, and she was happy, which was good, because it was the last game she would ever play.
Kolchak, what are you doing here?
Well, Captain, when I hear on the police band radio that a man of your importance is going to be doing what you do so very well, how can I possibly stay away? Neck's broken?
How did you know?
Little birdie told me.
Don't make me laugh.
Did anything stolen?
Oh, a pearl necklace belonging to the woman's missing, we think.
Basin, shut up. Kolchak, out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Leave him. Leave him.
Hey, get out of there.
Yeah, sure.
Kolchak!
He's not here yet.
INS, Emily Cowell speaking.
Emily, dear, now don't say anything, just listen.
Who is this?
It's Carl. Now don't hang up on me. Now, there's supposed to be a big gem auction going on somewhere in downtown Chicago this evening.
Well, I don't know anything about it.
I need to know where it is and what time. And, as it's a financial transaction, you know who might know very well.
Well, why don't you ask him yourself?
You won't even give me the time of day. Oh, and you know that, Emily. Emily, come on.
Ron, do you happen to know anything about a jewelry auction that's being held in town?
Well, that's not general knowledge. Who wants to know?
It's a lady editor.
Of Ladies Wear Weekly. She wants to cover it from the fashion angle, and she has to know where and when it is.
Well, you might as well forget it. It's not open to the press. If it were, I'd cover it.
She has an entree.
But she lost the note giving you the time and the place, and she can't get hold of her contact. It's on the inside.
No, you're getting complicated. Keep it simple, Emily. It's simple.
What?
Now he's going to want to know.
Who's your entree?
Now he's going to ask.
Could I come along?
I knew it.
Let me speak to her.
Emily, I'm putting you on hold.
Well, she just put me on hold.
Well, I'll hold on. Miss Emily, would you get that for me, please?
Sure. INS, Mr. Ron Updike's desk.
Emily, thank heavens it's you. It's me. Tell him.
It's John Vickers from the Commodity Exchange, and he says it's very important.
Hello, Mr. Vickers?
Now, tell him that she had to leave, but that he can come along. But get the place and the time, and she'll meet him at the front entrance. And then call me back at 555-8842. Now, get the information and call me right back.
Ron, she had to go, but she told me it was all right for you to come, and I'm to call her back and tell her the time and the place, and she'll meet you at the front entrance.
Very good. 8 o'clock, Waverly Building. Mr. Vickers, please. Ronald Updike calling. Hi, we were cut off. Ron Updike. Updyke. Of the iron. We hung up again.
Kolchak isn't here yet?
No.
You tell him I want to see him as soon as he sets foot in that door.
Oh.
Emily Cowles confessed to her crime, and Mr. Updike, unfortunately, was spared the embarrassment of showing up at the auction. However, Emily did get the information to me first. It was to be the largest gem transaction in Chicago history. The auction itself was to be private, but was preceded by a reception where the most exclusive guests were allowed to view the objects of their desire.
Oh, 350,000 minimum.
Yeah, well, I keep telling you that it is in the glove compartment of the Bentley, and the Bentley...
What seems to be the problem?
See, are you the auctioneer here, Mr.
Belloy.
Belloy, yes. Are you any relation to Roger Belloy of the Bar Harbor Belloy? No, I didn't think you were. Well, I appreciate security, Mr. Belloy, as much as the next person. But I must say that simply because I don't have your invitation on my person, I find it rather insulting to have your guards humiliate me.
And your name is, sir?
Colworth. Carl Colworth.
Any relation to the Woolworths?
Distantly, yes. They dealt in wool, we dealt in coal. I happen to be the personal secretary, chauffeur, major domo, etc., of Adriana Jennings.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, is Mrs. Jennings coming?
Well, of course she's not coming, certainly. I assume that a man in your position would be reading the society columns. She's in the Orient, but she has authorized me to attend the auction here and bid for her.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, but I don't recall sending an invitation to Mrs. Jennings.
Well, of course you don't recall. You never sent it. She was terribly insulted by it. Matter of fact, when she spoke to Mrs. Ludlow was absolutely shocked.
Mrs. Ludlow is one of our best customers. I'd hate for her to be distressed.
Perfectly all right, Beloit. I have smoothed the ruffled feathers.
Thank you, Mr. Colworth.
Colworth, yes. Perfectly all right.
Well, oh, good evening, Mrs. Ludlow.
Good evening.
Mr. Ludlow. Oh, excuse me. Mrs. Ludlow, do you know that man?
Why aren't you and your katana as you're supposed to be according to the columns?
He's a reporter. Carl Kolchak, INS. Oh, yes. The Hoboken Kolchaks. You're to leave here at once.
Now, just one moment. You stand a very good chance of being robbed here tonight. Now, you do know about all the jewelry thefts from going on in town.
Mr. Baker, the Chicago police, has checked out our security procedures. He feels our jewels are quite safe.
Yeah, well, then Baker must be a 24-carat chump. Because if you do get hit, you'll be dealing with something that no security force can stop.
Will you please do us the kindness to leave here quietly, or I'll have you physically removed?
I will leave. I'll leave by myself, if you don't mind. I know when I'm not wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to begin the auction at this time. Those of you who intend to bid on the large precious stones, please go with Mr. Beloit in the Georgian room. Those who wish to participate in the jade and pearl sale, please follow me.
Okay, lock her up. Get me the case, please. Won't you sit down? Well, now, shall we begin?
Mr. Beloit, my wife is very concerned about the man you talked to. Are we in any danger?
Danger? Well, hardly. He was only a street reporter. Probably had too much to drink. Now, first, the latest offering from Van Hearn in Johannesburg. Must have been a bird. They hit this building all the time. Freeze!
All right, Carl. Let's try it from the top.
How do you want it this time? In italics or in press book Roman with expletives deleted?
Don't get smart with me. You got a lot of questions to answer about what went on at that auction. Like, number one, what were you doing there?
Why won't you believe me when I tell you I was there to get a story on the Diablero?
Diablero. Now, what is that? Some kind of an Italian racing car?
Before any European ever set foot on this continent, he was already a legend here.
A legend?
Yeah, that's right, a legend. Yeah, he was an Indian sorcerer who had the power to transmute himself into different animal forms.
Transmute, huh?
That's right. He had the power to change himself from a human being, a man, into a coyote, into a crow, into a man, into a coyote, into
Brother.
Listen, I saw him change from a man into a crow.
Are you trying to tell me a crow killed those people? Their necks were broken.
By the Diablero. Listen, I found a black crow feather next to the hand of that dead chauffeur.
Joe, we did find some black feathers in that Marquet woman's apartment.
Don't aha me, Kolchak. Well, I got a question for you. Now, what does an Indian sorcerer need with expensive jewels?
Well, I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Aha! Maybe a little bird will give you the answer. Or maybe this crow man is selling the jewels for cash because he's tired of flying south for the winter and he wants to take a cruise ship. Well, I don't hear anything coming from you. Uh-huh.
They held me another 3 hours, but they knew they didn't have anything, so they finally let me go. Thanks a lot, Kent.
Here's a message for you from a Miss Cowles.
Thanks for nothing. Dr. Agnes Temple had called. She wanted me to meet her at the museum. I was late, but Agnes Temple and her friends had waited.
Mr. Kolchak, this is Charles Rolling Thunder.
How do you do?
Charles lives with his family here in Chicago, and I told him how you were talking about the Diablero, and, well, now, mind you, I don't believe any of this. But Charles insisted that I get in touch with you.
Yes, it is important, Mr. Kolchak, that we talk. You've been saying some very, very serious things. Now, if you are telling the truth, you should be armed. Mr. Kolchak says he has seen a Diablero.
Yeah. Here. See, this is a picture of the dog that was killed by possibly by the coyote. There were 2 guards who killed the same place. And here's this feather that I picked up at a spot where 2 people were murdered. Last night he almost tried to kill me.
I must ask you, Mr. Kolchak, how did you escape the Diablero's spell?
Well, I wish I knew. I don't know. Well, I took a picture.
Did you use a flash?
Oh, yes, sure.
Oh, the burst of light.
Oh, well, listen, a flash can smart, but it's not going to harm that gargantua that I saw.
To the Diablero, the eyes are everything. Through his sorcery, through his eyes, he can stop the world, as he calls it. He changes reality, making his enemies helpless. But that light from the flash blinded him, made his eyes useless.
Changes reality. Well, the bird that I saw was a big black bird right there. I mean, it was a bird. I mean, now, is it a bird or is it a man?
Well, it is both, and neither. He uses the magic of both, and only for evil. Evil is all he really is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that I'll agree with. Tell me, how would I...
How do you kill a Diablero?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, since earliest times it was said, a Diablero cannot live with the sight of his own gaze. Nothing more, nothing less will kill it.
Oh, that's terrific. That's big help. How do I find it?
No one knows that. But we have heard in our lore of the Diablero that you describe. He lived for years under a curse roaming near and far.
Well, what kind of a curse?
A curse to acquire a treasure. You see, this Diablero was an ancient sorcerer among the cliff dwellers.
The cliff dwellers, the Yakis,
Yushoni.
Yushoni. They live in the holes in the wall in Pueblos.
Yes, and he dared to steal the ritual treasure which belongs to the gods alone. And for his greed, he was put under a curse. A curse to build an eternal treasure before he could cross the river of the 7 winds.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rolling Thunder. Thank you, Dr. Temple. You have no idea how much you've helped me. Thank you very much.
Carl, what are you doing? That's Ron's desk.
All right, Tony.
Those are Ron's private papers.
Yeah, I'm looking for something.
Carl, come on. You know how particular Ron is about people disturbing his things.
In his ear. What, are you staying here tonight?
Yes, I'm staying here.
You, nursing a story, huh?
No, I'm not nursing a story. I'm camping here because I thought that sometime during a 24-hour period, like a moth returns to the flame, you will return to this office. And the waiting was worth it for what I'm going to tell you.
Well, tell me this. What's the name of that building?
What building?
That deserted tower story that Ron was working on. You know, high-rise investments, take a nosedive. Tony, listen, there is an empty high-rise somewhere here in Chicago that is being used as a rest place by an 8-foot creature who has killed at least 10 people in Chicago and who knows how many elsewhere.
Carl, are you insane?
Yeah, he's called a Diablero.
Dia what?
Yeah, he's a member of a tribe of cliff dwellers.
Carl, what are you babbling about? What's Ron got to do with a tribe?
If you were a cliff dweller, where else in downtown Chicago would you be except in that building?
If I were a cliff dweller, I wouldn't be downtown Chicago. I'd be dwelling in my cliff in an adobe hut 2 stories high, which is not exactly the Hancock Tower.
Tony, have you ever seen a Pueblo? Huh? I mean, they're built on the side of a cliff hundreds of feet high. Where is that story?
Don't you ever read the paper?
No.
Ron's feature went out over the wire this morning.
What?
Right here.
Champion Towers! That's it. Tony, call the police and tell them to come to the Champion Towers right away. Thank you very much, Tony. You've been a great help. Thank you.
Carl! Carl, come back here! Carl, this... Cliff dwellers.
The owners went broke and the whole project went into receivership. Only the first 5 floors had been furnished and leased.
It's after hours, sir. You can't go on.
Oh, no, wait a minute now. See, INS, Intercity Neon Service?
We don't have a neon sign.
Well, that's your problem. See, your manager ordered a neon sign at the top of the building. You could use some advertising.
What are you doing coming at night?
Well, when do you expect me to make my estimates? High noon?
What floor do you want?
The roof.
The elevator only goes to the 5th floor.
I'll walk.
40 floors?
How many?
40.
I'm used to it.
I didn't bother to look on the lower floors. Something told me that if the Diablero was here at all, it would seek the heights. Nothing was found on that floor, not even ashes. Baker and the police have ruled the case closed, all in the public interest, of course. But there is the matter of those stolen gems. Those prize stones worth millions, billions, over 300 years of treasure claimed by the Diablero, the crown jewels of Queen Elizabeth, the star sapphire of Nicholas I, the Fearstone diamond of Bonaparte and Josephine, to name but a few. None of them have ever turned up in any market in this world. Only one thing remains. The detectives won't admit it, of course, but somewhere, locked deep in the evidence files of the Chicago Police Department, is a handful of black feathers.
And now, back to the Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show. Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups. Real fruit and fun rolled up in one.
You can hit them, you can stretch them. Fruit Corners. They're so good you want to fetch them. Fruit Roll-Ups. You can tear them, you can share them. They taste great anywhere.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups are the chewy snacks made with real fruit that you unroll, peel, and chew.
You can trick them, you can treat them. Fruit Corners. You can swap them, you can eat them. Fruit Roll-Ups.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups, now in great tasting grape.
And now, these messages.
Get your sea shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move you up, move you out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move you. It's got a taste that gets right to you. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move you.
So, I hope you guys still dig Kolchak. And yes, that's not the most, not the best episode, right? So, but it's a good episode. But it's weird. But seriously, right? I mean, that's just a weird guy to get to play the Native American. Because, see, I'm doing this so people don't get nothing away. So if you catch it in the middle. So you can go back and rewind it and watch. So, all right. Now, since Kolchak moved up, Night Stalker ran its course. We're going to bring you, I would say, one of the British top 5 sci-fi shows. Of course, I cannot show Doctor Who. Would love to show Doctor Who. But Doctor Who's legitimately everywhere. Literally, there's a channel that streams Doctor Who all the time, so I don't really want to show that because you can always watch Doctor Who. And it's not Red Dwarf. It's not the Avengers. The Steed and Peel Avengers, not the other Avengers. Which I absolutely love, the Steed and Peel Avengers. Diana Riggs. I had the biggest crush on Diana Riggs. The fact that the reason that we had the Hellfire Club in X-Men and the costumes is because of that Avengers TV series. So, but I'm talking about Avengers TV series, but we're going to talk about Blake 7. Blake 7 is pretty iconic in Britain. Never really took off here in America. I watched it sporadically when do you remember BBC on PBS late nights on, I think, Fridays or Saturdays? That was one of the most confusing things with Doctor Who too. I missed a couple weeks and I come home and there was a different Doctor Who and I'm like, I didn't know he regenerated at the time. I was 16 maybe at the time. So, all right, here you guys go. This is Blake 7, season 1, episode 1. Enjoy. Hey, hope you guys dug Blake 7. It's a little long, but it's like what they did with the Doctor Who. They would take story arcs and kind of put them all into one big episode. Is one big episode. There we go. So, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm still looking for other stuff. Although I'm not gonna lie, I almost went with Red Dwarf. I thought about putting Red Dwarf in here because I was just watching that the other day and it's still funny. It still makes me laugh every day. Every time I watch it. Ironically enough, one of the best and funniest episodes is the Kennedy assassination episode. I know, right? Go look it up. It's great. So, and messed up at the end. So, on that note, we're coming to a close. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's shows. And yes, we will have a new show on because Quark is done. And we're going to talk some vinyl. This was one of my favorite albums. I got this about 25 years ago, maybe. Didn't know it existed when I was a kid. Found this and it was out of print for the longest time, and this is the live album of when Ronnie James Dio joined Black Sabbath for Evil Live. The best thing is that he did one album, one side, nothing but he redid the Ozzy stuff. The other one he did, the classic, Ronnie James Dio era. So, but this is great. I love this album. It is a double album. Classics. I would show you this. Literally, I've had this album for a long time. It's older than my kids. Look at that list of songs. Great album. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with any of those early Black Sabbath albums. With the Ozzy and then Dio. I am a total sucker for Dio, so I have. He's great. I can't say no more, but Ozzy's good. But I think Dio's a better singer. So, all right. So I hope you guys had fun today. Remember, Mondays 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Group Therapy TV. I've got I've got like 3 episodes in the can now since I took a break. You're watching SciFridays every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The beast, the juggernaut, the monster that is Saturday morning serials. Never in a million years did I ever think this was going to be the show that would be as big as it is. I'm having so much fun putting it together. Every day I have somebody who finds out about it at the shop, and people are like, wow, that's cool, and I appreciate it. I want to say I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody who reaches out to me and asks me how I'm doing, if something's going on, if I'm having a bad day. You guys are great. And sometimes, you guys will send me an email or something and with something really heartfelt. And I don't know if I do it well. I'm a weird dude. But it does mean a lot to me that you would reach out to me in that manner. And I hope that I reach out to you, and because all I want to do is help you guys. So if you come to me to help, I try my best. I'm probably not the best person to go to for help. I've screwed up a lot in my life. There is absolutely no reason on this planet that I should be here today. Actually, my wife and my kids are probably the reason I'm here today, and my grandmother. But I did not make it easy on anybody. So, on that note, as I get really depressing, and I want to say thank you to all you guys. I want to say thank you to EDub. 41054, Autumn, Michael, Lone Swordsman, Paulette. Let's see, who else we got? Steve, Newfie, Johnny, Freebird, Black Phoenix. You guys are all great, man. Seriously. There's more of you, and I will give you guys props sometime down the road. But thank you. And I want to say you guys are all great. And remember, I am currently working on a movie, so there might be a day where things are a little weird. I'm busy. And I'm moving forward on that. A little heads up, we are done plotting. I'm scripting now. I'm hiring cast. I'm hiring special effects people now. So if anybody knows anybody that works in movies or that is a B actor or somebody who might be interested, let me know. You will come to Ohio and be in a movie. We'll work something out. So I want you guys to all take care, and I'll see you all there. Captain out. Bye.